Hello guys and welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial we'll see about the third experiment in the IP lab, which is using JavaScript to validate the forms. So currently we are in the NetBeans window and I'm going to open the new project. So new project, and you can actually use Java Web anything. I'm going to use HTML5 JavaScript and create the application, and HTML application 1, and next, and I don't know what is this, so just unselect these things since I'm not going to use those. And we are having the first HTML page. So I'm also want to create a JavaScript, so I'm going to click here and create a JavaScript also. So the JavaScript one, I mean that was the name. So now I have HTML and JavaScript. If you want to create HTML, a new HTML means easily you can create using this file itself. We don't need to go here and all. So the first thing we have to do in this experiment is we have to create a form and validate it. To validate it, we are going to use the regular expressions. And the thing about the regular expression is it's a little bit tough. JavaScript also is a little bit tough. So we'll just look at the experiment surfacely and see how we can finish easily. So first I will create the form in the HTML. Before that, let's remove this stuff, uh, and I'll start to create the HTML form. So if you want to create a form in HTML, you have to use the form tag, and now that I have created it, next I'm going to use the create the text fields. So first one is going to be username, and to create the text field you have to use the input tag. So I am going to create a form. For that, first I'll write username and then I'll create a text box. So to create the text box, I need to write input type equal to text, and then the text box will be created. You can give the additional attributes also, which we will give now. Next is password. Near this text, we are going to give the create the text box. So text box is input type equal to text, and finally email. For that also one text box, input type equal to text. Now that I have created these things, finally I am going to create a button, and the button I'm going to write submit. So first let's run this and see. So we are having the username text and text box, password text box, email text box, and submit. So you can see how the form is created, and we have to give some additional information also. First we have to give ID. So only if you give ID means only you can use JavaScript. So I'm going to give some ID. ID equal to username, ID equal to password, ID equal to email. So I have given ID for all the HTML elements, and now we can start to use the JavaScript to validate this form. So you can see the form once again, and I have to format this a little bit. I'm going to use line breaks in between so that it looks nice. BR tag will give the line break, and it is an open tag, so you don't need to close it. So since I given the line break, it now works properly, and yeah. So if you want to use the JavaScript means we have to write the script tag, and you are best to write it in the head section. So a script tag, and script. So within this you can write whatever JavaScript you want. So we already know HTML is used for the normal creating the HTML elements. Next, CSS will give the make it look pretty, and JavaScript is used to make the web page more dynamic. So it provides more functionality that a normal HTML cannot do. And what you mean by dynamic is based on the user action, the web page can change in JavaScript. So we'll see how that is going to happen now. So I created the form, and I'm going to check all the values from the in the HTML element using JavaScript now. So let's see that. For that, I am going to use the ID to get the values and then check. And I also am going to use the regular expression. And so let's start the JavaScript. So if you want to declare a variable in JavaScript, you can use var, and the variables in JavaScript are like Python. They don't have a specific type, so you don't need to give int, float, anything. Just type var and the variable names. So I'm going to declare some variables R, A, B, C to hold the values of all the three text boxes. So and three more variables will that's for the regular expression. So first I'm going to get the value of which you typed in the username here. So document dot get element by id. So in JavaScript, this is a function, document dot get element by id. If you use this, means you can access this element. So the id of this element is username. So to access it, I am going to use this function. So now that I have given document that get element by id username, I can access this element. So this element is a text box. I want to get the value of the text box that the user writes. So and to get that, I'm going to write dot value. So value is the attribute of text box which I took and I'm putting in the variable temporarily. So you will understand better if when I run it. So let's do that again. I'm going to store the value of all the text boxes in the variables and use it to validate it. C equal to, and I'm going to access password text box. So passwords value, and I'm going to store it in B. Same for email, and we are using this ID for everything to access the values. So we have taken all the elements and put it in here. So this the the action should happen only when the user clicks the submit button, and for that JavaScript uses events. So the difference between HTML and JavaScript is JavaScript is more dynamic. Based on the user, it will react. So for that, it uses events. So one important event is on click, and the thing about this on click event is whenever this button is clicked, this event is triggered and it will execute whatever function we written here. So we haven't declared a function yet, so let's declare a function check. The syntax is pretty normal, it's easy to understand in JavaScript. Nothing really needs explaining. You can understand by seeing function check. I've created this function in JavaScript. So when this on click event occurs, that function will execute. So you can see when I run it right now, and before that I will have to get the output. So I'm going to print it out on the screen. So for that I'm going to use alert. Alert will give a pop-up box in the all the values that you have given inside, and if you want to print combine text, you have to use plus, not comma like C or Python. You have to use plus, and I'm going to leave some space between the values. So I'm also concatenating and one space. So now what our function will do is, after you type the values and press on the submit button, it will take the values and it will print to us. So let's see if it works. And ignore this thing. This thing is a plugin that I installed long ago. So As you can see, it is displaying the values, so it works fine. So what I have done till now is I have just got the values of all the text boxes, and I have outputted it on the screen by storing it in the variables. So now what we have to actually do is we have to validate each of the text fields based on the conditions. So we are going to do that using regular expressions, and regular expressions are little bit not little bit, it's a little bit very much vast topic, but we are going to just see the superficially how to use regular expressions. So I have already stored the values in the variables. If you want how regular expression work is, for there are lot of syntax. Using that, it will see if the pattern is matching. I'll just show to you an example. So I am going to write a regular expression to match the username of a user. So first of all, you need to know the regular expression syntax for this to work. So in a regular expression, there is a lot of syntax. In the for example, username means generally normal username. For a normal username, the first letter they will expect to be small. First letter small, others any. So this command. So you normally username they will expect the first letter to be small, and the others you can use anything, small letter, caps, digits, or a special character. For that I'm going to write regular expression. Just see how I'm going to write. So I'm going to I want my first letter to be small, means I'm going to start with this square bracket, and I'm going to specify a range. So this square bracket is called character set. Character set means from A to Z, any one character it will accept this regular expression right now. So and then first letter is small, other characters can be anything. So that also I will write a regular expression for that. So if I want to, the other character can be anything, small, caps, digit, or special character. So I'm going to write the regular expression right now, and this is the regular expression. It may seem very scary, but it's actually pretty easy. So I'll actually show the syntax. So this is a character set, this square brackets. If you use square bracket means whatever inside you write is the elements. So if I write small a to small z, means all the elements which are between small a to small z, it can accept the regular expression, will accept. If it is not inside this, means it will not accept. So it will look at the range. You can also write like this: a, b, c, d, e, f till z, like this, or you can specify the range like I did here, a to z. And similarly, this is for small characters. For bigger caps means capital A to Z, and if numbers means 0 to 9. If you want special characters, the easiest way to do it is to put the slash and put capital W. I will explain it later. But for special characters, that is the best. And you can also write it combinedly. Actually, you need to put square brackets here. So if I wanted to perform some operation on many character set, means I can write like this. We'll talk about operations, but also this is also you can write like this. If you write like so, this one, if this character set means it will accept any value. It can be from small a to small z, capital A to capital Z, 0 to 9, and a special character. And this is what we'll be using. And this means we are grouping two character sets, different character sets, small a to small z, capital A to capital Z, to use some operations or something. So there are many operations in regular expression. This is you already learned in TOC. This is closure and this is plus. So if I write like this. Closure means this thing will accept any number of small characters, and plus means one or any number of small characters. And this is used to not. If you write that symbol inside the bracket means it specifies the not. So in this example, if I give not of a to z means anything except a to z, and not of like this means it will accept anything that is not small or caps. So you have to put in front of the square brackets, and it will see the not of all of the characters. So dot means any character. So if I give and uh, dot means it will accept anything. And there is also another format you can use. This is if you use slash means you can use this to match. For example, small slash d means that it will accept any digit. Small w means accept all words. Small capital bits will accept anything that is not digit, and small capital W is not words. So words means both small letters and numbers. So if you want special characters means best thing is to use this. Actually, this is not words. If you, this is special characters, this is very useful for special characters. So if you want to match the special characters, you can use this. So this is pretty complicated, but we will see how to do it. So uh, yeah, so first the username, I want the first letter to be small, and the rest of the things can be anything. It can be small, it can be capital, it can be a digit, or it can be special character. For special character I'm using the capital W, which means not word. So also I am going to say another important thing. You have to put the not this thing here and the dollar symbol here. This is also very important. Only then it is correct. Actually, yeah, yes, I put it in the wrong place. And also, so this will accept one small character. This will accept one character of any type. So I want one small character and any number of other characters. So I need to put closure here. So I will actually run it again and then I will explain. So and then I'm going to use the regular expression method to test. If r1 dot test is a method of regular expression, I'm going to pass the username value that we got from text box. So if it tests, if the regular expression matches correctly with the, if the value in the username column matches with the regular expression pattern, it will say true, otherwise it will not say true. So now I have given success if the thing satisfied. So if the regular expression matches correctly, I have given success. Otherwise, I'm going to give failed. So alert fail. So let's run this now. So this thing has a starting with small and rest anything it can have username. So let's see if it is giving success or failure. It should give success, and it does give success, so it's working properly. Now let's write the regular expression for the other stuff. So after the by the way, I have to mention why these two symbols are there. This is called a start of string and this is called end of string. So if you don't use this, it will not work properly because it will look for any match. So I have given it will to start with small and it can end with anything. So by the way, I also have to check the negative condition. It can give success for everything. So let's try to do that. So it should not, it should give fail now, and does give fail. So why we are giving this this thing means if you don't give this start of string and the end of string means it will look for any match. So I'm going to remove that. So Now I'm going to give this, and it is going to match. Actually, it should not match because it's starting in caps, but it will match because the reason why that thing matched means it didn't see the entire thing. It saw for one substring. For example, this substring is correct because it started with a small and ends. So it didn't see the entire thing but only matched the substring, which is not what you want. Generally, we are going to search for substring using regular expression in a very big paragraph. But if we want to search for the full thing, so we are going to give this start of string symbol and the end of the string symbol, and this means one character in this range, and this also is one character in this range, but we are given closure, so any number of times. This is one small character, this is any character any number of times because of the closure. So I hopefully you understood. Next we will look at the email because the password can be difficult depending on what condition you give for the password. So for email I took first letters is small and other letters can be anything. And password, I mean there are several websites give several condition. First let's finish email because that is more popular. So also we can actually check for the empty fields that I should have done. So if a equal to nothing or b equal to, by the way we have to give 3 equal to instead of 2 in JavaScript. I don't know why whenever I give 2 it shows error, so you have to give 3 and empty field sad fish. So whenever you have not filled the field it will say empty field, and only if it is not empty it will like see, validate the other stuff. So uh, I'm going to give an empty field and it says empty field. So yeah, it works. Okay, let's write the expression for email. The regular expression for email is, I'm going to use R3 for email. So to write for email again you have to give start of the string and end of the string. Then for email first if you write, let's say for email means it's going to be like something like this. So first here it will start with small and it will be anything, it can have like this, like the username. I'm going to just copy the username and paste for the first part, and then you need the at. If you want at means this is specific word, so you can just write at, and yeah, this means it will check for at. If you want to write range means you have to write in character set. Otherwise for single elements you can just write like this at. And then website names are usually only small, so I'm going to copy the small numbers range and put closure. And next we have a dot here, and the thing about dot is that it is also used in regular expressions, so you have to use escape sequence character to escape it. So I think this is correct slash, so the dot will be escaped by this, and then a to z, and then for the next thing this is not going to be very big, it is going to be 2 to 3 characters I think. So you can specify number of characters with this also with the curly braces. If it is 2 to infinity you can also leave this thing empty like this, or you can also give 0 to 3 means like this. So I'm going to give 2 to 3, I have not seen anything bigger than this. So let's try this. So R1 and R2 the test of C. So now both should be true, only then it is going to be success, otherwise it's going to fail. So let's see. So we are seeing the email and it didn't, it actually failed, I think. So I think I might have given the wrong slash. No, it's the correct one, and it still failed. So let's see. A at closure dot a to z 2,3 space will be there, and it's R3, so that's why it's wrong. So I gave R3, so let's try it now. It should work. So it gave success, so it worked. You can try the changing this, not giving that, and it's failed. Now again not giving at, failed. So we already tested the first one being caps, will fail, and finally let's test the final thing. I'm going to give 4 and it is again failed. So only the regular expression matches the exact pattern and it doesn't give any compromise. So now let's see the hardest one yet, which is going to be the password. So you can give any type of condition for password. If this is very hard, you can just give a much simpler condition, but I'm just going to show this thing to you. So if you want, the condition I chose for the password is that it must have one small and one caps, one digit, and one special character. So this is actually not easy to do. You can't just do like this normally, because the small letter, caps letter, digit, and special character can occur anywhere. Like that only. That is the condition. In the password it can occur anywhere. So if it occurs first means we will put the characters at first. But if you don't know where it occurs means it is going to be very hard. So we have to use this specific syntax only. Then only it will work. So if you don't know this, you can just skip this. But I'll just show this to you. So obviously start of string, end of string, and then this is used for condition question mark equal to. Question mark equal to will check the character in first and the character here will match. So here we have not been character first, we are not checking anything in particular, but and then we are seeing first we need at least one small, right? So this is the thing to see, there is at least one small, and it's a little bit complicated. So this is condition and it will see match the first thing with this thing. So dot closure means any number of characters and one small. So it's very hard to explain, so I'm just going to run this to you. If you want means you can learn about it later. So but for this condition in password, this is only you can use this, and for special characters just use this and it is going to work. And for W, I think it's this slash or the other slash. Okay, so we'll see, but for now let's proceed. So at least minimum one small, one big, one digit and one special character. Afterwards the other characters can also come. So and close here, and then it is over. So this thing, I'm confused about which type of slash, but we will see now. So everything seems right, and so this thing has one small, one caps, one number, and one special character. Let's see how it runs, and it gives success. Let's see if it is properly running. So I remove the special character, and it gives fail, and again I am going to remove the number. It gives fail, and again I'm going to remove the capital letter, and it gives fail. So obviously for small letter also it's going to give fail. Only when everything is at least one, it is going to go pass. So yeah, so this is how you validate, and after you validate you can do whatever you want. If it is success means you can actually redirect it to another page if you want, and do stuff like that. And I can also show you example. So let's create another HTML ABC. So this thing is normal, so we can make it like this. If the form is not success means it is going to redirect to the same page, index.html. But if it is success means we can actually change it here using document dot get element by id, and to use the JavaScript we have to give id for this. So form, I give an id. Now I can use that form. So now I can use this thing, and I have to change this thing, action part attribute. So to change that, I am just going to give dot action equal to abc.html. So if it is success, it will go to abc.html. Otherwise, it is going to stay in the same HTML page. So let's see how it runs, and I actually have to run it. So and it redirect to another page, but if it failed, it won't redirect. So you can see that. So this is the form validation using JavaScript. I hope you understood this. Just create a form and then use the regular expressions, and these regular expressions are very hard. So I will link some websites in the description. This website you can see what and all symbols stand for what, and there's also an online regular expression tester where you can paste the regular expression and test the string also. So that is very helpful. Otherwise you can also use some predefined classes in JavaScript to make it, I think, but I just use the regular expression. So hopefully you understood the experiment, and thank you for watching.